In other styles of training, handlers can use external physical stimulation to encourage the dog to engage with the handler. This can be in the form of a leash and prong collar, sometimes referred to as Drive-Compulsion-Drive, or it can be done with a remote collar. This next dog team will use a remote collar and very low levels of stimulation to get the dog to engage with the handler. We will hear Michael talk about the pitfalls of this method of training.
All right, so what are you doing with him?
Normally, shits him.
Okay, all right.
First dog.
Okay, all right. So, again, why don't you just show me what would be normal for you?
Normally,
right?
when I bring him out on the field, I just play with him first.
Okay, so show me what you got going. So are you nicking him for that stuff? What I would say is I wouldn't. Like the first step is like we can go back and we can use the collar like we would use a leash to remind the dog what he should be doing. But if we are nicking him repeatedly while we're asking for him to do something, what happens is we make him really reliant on the collar, right? So then the dog's signal for the behavior becomes the low-level stims, right? And then when we try to work him without the collar, we don't get anything because there's no stim, no behavior. So one of the important things is the first step for him is to show him that paying attention to you gets him something, right? So the first step is to teach him to look at you when you ask him to look at you. And that totally inducively. Like no nicks, no nothing to get him to pay attention. You're just going to basically wait. When he looks at you, you'll bring him out, you'll say, hey, watch me. When he looks at you, you'll say yes. You'll break away, you'll take out your toy. You'll play with him. Once he gets to the point that he knows to look at you when you ask him to look at you, then you're going to ask him to look at you and you're going to start to basically do what we call proof the focus. So then you're going to ask him to look at you. He looks at you, you'll say, good. If he looks away, you'll say no and stim him for looking away, right? So it's going to be like a tap for looking away. So what we're going to do is say, looking away is wrong. If he keeps looking at you, you'll say, good. Good. He holds his attention on you, and then, yes, he gets rewarded. But be careful about asking him to do things, and because it's a little like...
used it as a correction.
No, but it's what happens is the same thing as if I'm giving commands and popping the dog with a leash. What happens is, remember, physical, verbal together. Physical overrides verbal, becomes the signal for the dog. Stim is the same way. If I'm stimming the dog as I'm giving the dog commands, then the stim becomes the signal, and in the absence of the stim, we don't get a behavior. Right? So what we want him to do, so even if I'm going to use it like tap, 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 hey, pay attention, it should come after the command for him to do it, and you should always give him an opportunity to do it without the stim first, right? So even though you're not going like, hey, and making a big correction, you're making him reliant on it. It's a little like if I'm sitting there and I want my dog to look at me and I have a little leash on the dog and I say, watch. At the same time I'm saying watch, I'm going tap, 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 I'm going, watch, right? That kind of thing. What happens is the tap, 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 tap becomes the signal to watch me. And then if I don't tap him, he doesn't watch me. So the e-collar and the leash are exactly the same. I mean, it's the exact same principles applied to the learning stuff. So what I would do is just stand next to him, ask for him to watch you. Good. Tell him no. What? No.
Look.
Yes. Bang, and get out your toy and play, right? So immediately. So at this point, just practice. Go ahead and play. Play. Tease him. Get it, buddy. Get it. Get it, boy, huh? Good. Tug. Excellent. Then out.
Out.
Tug again right away.
Yes.
Yeah, good. And this time say out and sit.
Oh. Oops. Sit. Sit.
Good. Now lower the toy. No. Lower. No, beside you so he can't look at it. Ask him to look at you.
Look. Look.
Go ahead. One more time.
Look.
Just wait now. Yes. Boom. Excellent, right? So I would do some of those where it's just, you just kind of wait him out and let him figure out on his own that, so we don't nag him, we don't do anything, we just say, hey, the only way you're going to get to play with me is if you look at me first, right? Then you're going to start, once he starts to do that well, you're going to say, or no, or whatever you want to say when he looks away. And if he looks back, you're going to reward him, right? And once you've got that established, you can start using the collar for looking away. So what you'll do is you'll say, watch, he watches you, good boy. He looks away. No, nick. Little, like, don't do that. So you're basically tapping him and saying, don't look away from me. And it's a little like a leash reminder more than it is a correction. And as that progresses, then you're going to really correct him for looking away from you. So the finished product will be, I told you to look at me. If you look away, I turn it up and I hit you good for looking away. But it's sort of the finished thing. So the first step is let him figure out that looking at you gets him something. Show him that looking away from you is wrong. I don't want you to look away from me. We help him with little nicks or little leash pops for looking away after he figures it out. And then finally we punish him for looking away. So there should be that progression for your exercises, right? The other thing with him is you can see for him it's he's not holding his attention on you in the energy of the play, right? So he'll play, and as long as it's really active, it's good. And as soon as you out him, he's done. Or sometimes he's done before you've even stopped playing, right? So I would just bring him out a few times and don't ask for any obedience and just play with him, right? That's all it's going to be. So your sessions are going to be like for 3 weeks. You're just going to come out to different places every day, have the toy hidden. You're going to bring him out and you're going to go say, hey buddy, ready? And just wait. And if he finally looks at you, you're going to say yes, and you're just going to play. And that'll be the whole session. Right? You play tug with him, out tug, play for a few minutes, yay, and put him up. And do it again later. And do it again later. Until you come out and you say, hey buddy, you ready? And he goes, oh yeah, come on. And then as soon as he's in that position, ask him to do something simple. Like whatever you've shown him how to do. Like if you're down or sit or like whatever. And then as soon as he does that, you start the play. Separately, at home, I would make sure you're showing him someplace quiet where he's not distracted. You know, and like you have his attention, you take his dinner or whatever, and you show him how to sit and down and stand and look at me and all those basic things, right? But right now, basically using the collar to nick him into doing this stuff, like he's not playing with you great, he's not holding energy on you, it's just going to flatten him out and flatten him out and flatten him out. And you'll make him, if we're not, yes, oh, that was good. I would have rewarded that, right? Now, yes. So now he's getting frustrated. He's like, there's nothing else good happening out here. Don't push it into his mouth. Pull, pull, pull. There you go. And pulse, and relax, and pull. And relax, and pull, right? Like it's trying to get away from him. And then quickly hold it still and out him.
Out.
And then immediately, yes. Good. Excellent. And pull. Forward on. There you go. Pull. There you go. Much better. Much better. Good. Then out him.
Out.
Good. Lower the toys.
If you would like to learn more about Michael Ellis's system on how to play tug with your dog, I would recommend the DVD that Michael and I just finished, titled The Power of Playing Tug with Your Dog. This DVD will be ready to ship the first week in December of 2009.